All right, so today we're talking about functions and relations. So we've started a new unit. This starts unit 2, and we need to decide whether or not a relation is a function. So these were the notes that we had today, and we filled these in. We have a relation is a set of ordered pairs. The x values are called the domain, and the y values are called the range. Okay, so a set of ordered pairs, that's our x coordinate, y coordinate, an ordered pair. So any set of ordered pairs is considered a relation. We call the x values domain and the y values range, and that's different from the statistical range that we had in earlier grade levels. Okay, a function is a special kind of relation. A function is a set of ordered pairs in which each x value has exactly one y value. So the best way that I can explain what the difference between a relation and a function is if I look at my x as a girl and my y as a boy. We can go back to the biology and X chromosomes and Y chromosomes. X's are girls, Y's for the boys. Okay, and a relation is a girl is talking to a lot of different boys. Okay, so we can have the girl, she's talking to lots of different boys. That would be a relation. She's looking to see if she wants to get into a relationship with these boys that she's talking to. She wants to know she's getting to know them. Okay, a function is when that girl finds her one and only. So out of those boys that she's been talking to, she's picked one and only one. She's found her one and only, and they're going to start dating now. Okay, that would be a function, because now that x is going to be with that one y forever and ever and ever now. They're one and only. Okay? So that's the difference between a relation and a function. Okay, relation is just a set of ordered pairs. My x coordinate can go off and talk to lots of different y coordinates. That's a relation. It becomes a function when that x decides on a y value and stays with that y value forever and ever and ever. That's a function. Now, to decide if a relation is a function, we use the vertical line test. And in a function, a vertical line test will intersect the graph only once. Okay, so if I have a graph, such as this one, and I pass a whole bunch of vertical lines through it, and it only touches that graph once, that's a function. If I take this graph, and I pass my vertical line through it, you can see it hits more than once. That means it's a relation. Okay, so if it hits more than once, it's a relation. If it hits only once, it's a function. Okay, then we have discrete. We have a discrete graph that can only have distinct points. Okay, the distinct points would be like this. They're distinct, they're separated. This would be like tickets going to the movie theater. You can only buy a whole number of tickets. Or if you're buying canned goods at the store, you can only buy the whole can. You can't buy half a can. Okay? Then we have continuous. Continuous can have infinitely many points, and they can be connected. Okay, so like this graph. This has got a bunch of points, infinite number of points, points between points that look and make it appear as it is a solid connected line. That's continuous. Okay, then what we did was we had a card sort. So we had identifying functions. And we had parts that were not a function and parts that were a function. So you were to take a card and tell me whether or not the card represented a function or not a function. It could be represented as a table, a graph, an equation, an ordered pair, or a mapping. If I look at my table, I'm looking at my domain, those are my x values, and I'm looking to see if I have any x's repeating, and I do. Okay, remember my x can only have one y, so this x has a -1 and this x has a 3. They can't be different, they have to be the same. That's a function, that's not a function. Okay, if I do my vertical line test, it only passes through one time. That means it is a function. My y equals x squared. My y equals x squared, that's going to look like this graphically. And if I use my vertical line test, it does pass, which makes it a function. I'm going to look at my ordered pairs, and I'm going to look at my x terms. Those are my domain. I have a 5, a -1, a 12, a 3, and a -4. I notice that they're all different, so I'm good with whether or not it's a function. So since they're all different, they each have their own y, that's going to be a function. This is a mapping. A mapping has my domain on the left. These are the set of numbers that make the domain. These are the set of numbers that make the range. The arrows indicate the ordered pair. So 1 is going to 4, 2 is going to 7, 3 is going to 10. They each have their own y value. I don't have any repeating domains. That's a function. And then I'm going to have you sort the cards by yourself.